We're probably going to launch that August now. In terms of the demand, crypto is the buzzword. It's the meme word of the century right now, right? Everyone wants crypto. So we have a gigantic demand for it. And we're a very option-centric brokerage. Our brokerage company is very option-centric. About 75% of our customers trade options, which is on the very high side. Along with that, they love the crypto space as well. So we're trying to give them a package where they can trade their options in one account, and then the margin and flow of cash will flow naturally from their same central account for crypto. Most places don't really do that. So we're trying to make it very integrated, and it's not clunky and moving money around and having two accounts. So we're going to do it very much like that. We probably won't have wallets for crypto. At least in the initial going, it'll be more of a mirror of what Bitcoin or crypto is doing. So there won't be actual physical delivery with us in the early going. So we're going to kind of crawl a little bit before we start running. What's great about portfolio margin, I was a prop, market making floor trader, right? That's the only thing I knew. So as a larger, more active trader with a diversity of a portfolio where there's tons of pieces of inventory, calls, puts, stock positions, traditionally in the retail world, they would be margined independently. So with portfolio margin, what that does is it takes the lump of everything that's in your portfolio and assesses does a risk assessment for your whole portfolio, so that you can use like instruments within the portfolio to hedge other things. And the end user doesn't do that. It's all done with computers and programs, and give you a better margin look at your account and give you the ability to use your money more effectively. In terms of what it does for us, or at least our customer, we have a pretty advanced clientele, I'd say. Our average options user is pretty sophisticated. They would get great use out of a portfolio margin type system. So I think they're going to be really excited about that as well. It's just a great tool for them to manage larger inventory. We monitor that pretty close. We look at OCC, average daily volume, and year-to-date volume, and measure each day against some metrics that we use internally. And we do the same for our own business, for our own volume. We have been outpacing industry-wide option volume for the whole year. So we're probably I'd say 6% above what's considered industry-wide pace, which is great for us. That's awesome. It's TradeHawk. The reason, TradeHawk is a product that allows the active trader to really analyze his inventory or her inventory and really do some amazing things with it. So the people who use that product definitely trade a lot. So, and we're doing a big rebrand of TradeHawk that's coming. We're in a beta stage now, and we're about ready to release the new version of that. So I think that's going to be exciting for the folks too. There's several different kinds of active traders, let's say. The one I'm seeing the most interest from, and I can't figure out why yet, is what I would call the day trader. So someone who puts on a position at some point during the day and exits the position at some point during the day. That's it. There's no inventory left over. They day trade within the day, and they're looking for tools that give them the ability with one click to place the order, set the exit strategy, whether it's a profit and a stop or one to the other. So we're giving them those tools as well. We're seeing it a lot more with complex orders, so that 2 or more legs, where they can enter that strategy with some sort of trigger event, and then have an exit strategy with something that they define as what that can be. And it can be based on other assets. It can be based on stock price to get out of a spread. So they like tools that give them that flexibility of entry and exit of a trade. The other thing we're seeing a lot of is, I get this a lot. I do a lot of demos. They say, listen, I've got a day job. I'm doing things that aren't always trading. I don't do this for a living. I love it, but I need to have my inventory managed. So we're giving them, we're not sure what we're going to call it yet, but let's say Turbo Trader. And the name is out there. So we're giving them Turbo Trader so that they can put in their whole suite of orders, entry and exit all at once, click one button, activate the whole suite of things so that they can go to their meeting, go to the Starbucks. You know, if they're dentists, they can go drill and do their thing, and not be in front of the computer. Obviously, it'll alert them on their phones if they get fills and what have you, and they can do things with our mobile as well. So those are the kind of tools I'm seeing a lot of. I don't want to call it automation, but it's more like bots that they create, and very simple things to do, workflows. So people really like that part of it. I think they love being able to script their own things, and all that's being part of the new TradeHawk. We are seeing a lot of interest from international places. We've been reached out to from the EU a good bit. I think one of the biggest markets that we're seeing interest from is Mexico. Huge interest with options. They're not. What I detect is that they're not super educated on options because they just don't have exposure to it in Mexico. They're dying to learn. So they just are so eager to learn. So we're trying to put together programs and educational pieces for that part of the world. And again, there's a language barrier there, right? So we have to be understanding of that. But we've done some seminars in English, and they're converted into Spanish, which is really pretty cool. So they want the same tools as we in America want. But we're seeing a great deal of interest from overseas, I'd say. And India is a big place now too, where people are really getting into the investing and trading space. I'm not sure they're able to trade options as an Indian resident currently, but very interested in the whole education as well. So yeah, a lot of international. They either cry or smile every day. Our folks are pretty advanced and sophisticated, so they're very good at managing their inventory and their trading behavior. I come from the trading world, right? So implied volatility, when it's high, it's always good for options traders to have some chaos. When things are high and crazy, there's all kinds of opportunity and mispriced things. And I know the computers have kind of kept things in line, but I just find that people tend to find greater opportunity in high volatility. Sure, it's scary. If you're not doing the right things, it can be scary. But I think they find pretty good opportunity. So we've noticed that our volume ticks up even on these big down days that we've seen, which probably isn't very typical of the retail world. People kind of cry in their soup when markets are down big. But we've done pretty well with it, and assets have stayed pretty stable in the down move, which is pretty good to say from a retail perspective. So I think our clients are pretty good at managing the vol risk and sort of understand it. So that's good.